Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Happy Hour with Belle and Friends. Today our show is a little bit all over the place. And when I say all over the place, I don't mean it metaphorically. I mean it literally. We're doing a show from a few different places. I'll explain to you later. I would like to introduce to you my partner in crime, a wonderful pianist, a wonderful person, Alla Konvisser. We are sharing the stage today, just the two of us. I met Alla a while ago and I am very fond of her. She's a wonderful musician, great pianist, and she's one of those people who always learns. You can always find her at the LA Opera, you can always find her at the symphony. She always listens to music, she knows music, and she's also very generous with her time when it comes to her own work. We can rehearse for hours and hours and hours on end, and she doesn't want to stop, and she just donates her time to our rehearsals very generously and very freely, and I very much admire that and very much appreciate it. I told you that I would be taking you a little bit back in time today, and that is exactly what's happening. I have a question for you. When somebody says Baroque music in front of you, how would you describe what you feel in one word? Say, fabulous, elegant, old, whatever comes to your mind. One word. As a matter of fact, I would like you to write that one word in the comments right now. But just be honest. Nobody's judging, okay? Just whatever it is that you feel, Baroque music, one word, write it. I will read this later. I will start, okay? When somebody says Baroque music in front of me, the word that comes to mind is boring. And until just about, I'd say 3 years ago, that it was the only word that would come to mind. Oh, no, not the only one. Another would be dry, another one would be repetitive, and nah. That would be my favorite one, nah. I spoke to a very good friend of mine, a much older woman. She is a music historian, and I asked her how she feels about Baroque music, and she said to me, I just can't. And I thought, okay, I'm going to stop being embarrassed and just accept the fact that this is not my music. I don't like it. And I would have left it at it if not for one strange episode that happened. It's not strange, but okay, going back about another 15 years in my life, I went to a concert with a friend of mine to hear a violinist. Her name is Nadia Solerno-Sonnenberg. I have heard that name many times, but never went to a live concert, never wanted to, but a friend invited me. Okay, so I went. Frankly, I was blown away. I know some violinists say that her vibrato drives them crazy. I don't know much about violin vibrato. I love her performance. I love that she performed music that I've known since I was a kid, and I found something different in her performance. It was fabulous. And then she played a concert, a repertoire, starting with like romantic classical music to some kind of, I don't know, gypsy Russian songs. Yeah, she played like Black Eyes or something. And I loved that too. And that was it. I haven't heard of her for many years. And just about 4 years ago, I was searching for something on YouTube, and I came across her concert that she gave with a student orchestra. Apparently, she is directing an orchestra in New Orleans. And they played Vivaldi's Four Seasons. And all of a sudden, something happened, just the way she performed it. She was on fire. There was so much life and passion in that music that my head turned around, and I thought, this could not be an accident. I majorly overlooked something. So I went back to listen to some Vivaldi and composers of his era. Not everything I liked, but I found that, yes, I have been missing a lot. And that is that passion. You know, it's like a box of TNT. It's contained, but it's about to go off anytime you allow it. You put a match to it, right? So I thought, okay, I'm going to find out if there is anything there that I would love to sing. And if there's anything that's written for soprano, my gosh, was I up for a gigantic surprise. There is, I don't know, tons of music, and it's fabulous. So I decided to actually learn some of it. My goodness, it is not Verdi, I tell you, it's not even Bellini. It has a whole new animal, and I had to literally like tweak my psyche to be able to do any of this. But it's been fascinating. Today, don't get scared. I would like to perform some Baroque music for you. Don't run for your life just yet. I know how it might sound, and not everyone is a big fan. I get it. But stick around for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. If you still don't like it, shut it off. You know, we'll see each other next Sunday. It's fine. But give it a chance, please. So I would like to start with an aria by Antonio Vivaldi from opera Griselda called Agitata da due venti. I will tell you about the aria in a second, but when I said that the show is all over the place, it is. This aria, Alla and I performed in here. We just got so sick and tired of being in different spaces when we perform. We decided very carefully, staying on a, respectful distance, we decided to perform a couple of songs, at least a couple, in the same room. So this aria and the next one are actually recorded here in this room with both of us at the same time. Now, about the aria. It is a very interesting opera, Griselda. The plot of it is, it's crazy convoluted. There's so many different characters and so much drama and so much love and hatred and everything. But it's one of those operas that actually has a happy ending, which is great. Now, Griselda she's a peasant, she's married to a king. I'm not going to tell you the entire story, but they have a daughter, and her name is Constanza. Constanza, due to unforeseen circumstances, was sent away to live somewhere in a village, right? And so was Griselda, actually. Now, the king, the pervert, decided that he wanted to marry Constanza. She was young and beautiful and suitable for a queen. Constanza doesn't know that she's a daughter of the king, and she's already in love with someone else. The aria, it's a sort of a metaphor for what Constanza is feeling at the moment. She's torn between her duty to marry a king and the love that she already has. Agitata da due venti, agitated, disturbed by the two winds coming from different sides. The sea is erupting with gigantic waves, and the boat is about to turn over. And scared sailors are starting to lose hope to ever reach the shore. Just like my heart, she says, is torn between my love and my duty, and is starting to give in and starting to feel desperate. So this is Agitata da due venti from Antonio Vivaldi's Griselda. not written by him. It was written by another Italian composer, Gimignano Giacomelli. And this aria was written prior to Vivaldi's opera that he wrote just a few years later. What's interesting about this is that back in the day, it was typical for composers to be borrowing some music from other composers. Vivaldi, following the traditions, wrote the music for the good characters in the opera himself. However, he borrowed music for the villains from other composers, and Giacomelli was not the only one. This aria, Sposa son disprezzata, belongs to a villain, so to speak. Her name is Irene, and she is about to marry a king. But what she finds out is that she is no longer desirable. And the king decides, he sends Irene away and decides to get himself someone else. So I don't find her specifically being a villain. She's just really, really angry. And rightfully so. That's what I say. So Irene is singing this aria, Sposa son disprezzata. I am his wife, but I am rejected. I am in love, but I am angry. Oh my God, what have I done to deserve this? He is still my husband, my love, and my hope. The next piece I would like to sing for you takes us even further back in time into Renaissance and early Baroque era. This is a piece written by Giulio Caccini called Amarilli. The reason I wanted to sing this for you is because this specific piece is a part of a book that every young singer, every singer for that matter, knows. It is called, the book is called 24 Italian Songs and Arias. This is usually that your teacher gives you when you're just starting to study voice. And in every song, there are a few challenges that you have to overcome in order to build up your technique. What I haven't given a lot of thought to is how beautiful this music is. And I was just practicing a couple of these songs with my students, and I thought, this is absolutely remarkable. And I've been missing just the essence of this music this whole time, because for me it was just practice. Today I would like to sing that one song for you. It's probably my favorite in the book. And it says, Amarilli, my love, don't despair thinking that I might not love you. And if you ever get overcome by fear, open my chest and look in my heart and see that you're the only one for me. Beautiful Amarilli. something else, having your drink somewhere else. But if you're still around, thank you for being here, first of all. And second, I would love to sing one last piece for you. We're back to Vivaldi, and this is a conclusion to his larger piece called In Furore Justissime Ire. It is a religious piece, and the first part of it speaks over fear, of human fear in front of God. And the human thanks God for for being able to punish him, but not doing so. The second part is a lament, and it is tearful and remorseful. And the third part is the Alleluia. That's the happy part. And that is the part that I would like to sing for you today. So this is Antonio Vivaldi, Alleluia. So with this happy and cheerful piece, we conclude our evening today. I wanted to thank one more time my dear friend Alla Konvisser for playing for us today. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to the day when we can meet on the same stage and do all this live. And thank you, my friends, my colleagues, and everyone I have never met. Thank you for being with us tonight. Please click share, let people know that we're here entertaining every Sunday. And be safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. And I will see you again next Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the Happy Hour with Belle and friends. Good night.